Hello, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Axion Evolved, and I know it's been a while, but we're kicking this thing back off, and we are in FortressCraft Evolved. I'm going to start this off, be a new series. Try to be a little bit more regular with getting the videos out, but this is an older game, but definitely a fun game. I would say it's Factorio meets Minecraft meets tower defense. So yeah, let's hop in and see what we got going here. So I'm gonna do a new world. Worldberry Ice Bridge. That sounds good enough, I guess. Going through the things here. I haven't played this game in a while. Plentiful power. Let's do Eternal Day. I don't want to deal with. I don't want to. We're gonna ease our way back into this. You know what I'm saying? Once we get past everything, we can update this to be a little bit more challenging. But see what mods I have. Okay, so I know the GPS tool is definitely useful, and maybe I'll do these storage hoppers, but we'll leave some of the other ones I have alone. So yeah, let's hop into Ice Bridge and see what we got going on. So now we wait at a long loading screen. Although the loading screens aren't bad. I mean, it's pretty damn cool. If I do say so myself. Now I know this game's gone through so many like upgrades over time, and I don't even know. I've dabbled a little bit in the last few days just to kind of get back into it, and things are different. Recipes are different. The game is just it's pretty much in its most finished state. I believe the developers working on other stuff now. So yeah, I mean the game's gonna get as good as it's gonna be. Very active mod community though, so that's kind of cool. Tons of mods for this game, and maybe down the road once we've kind of gone through this playthrough, we can we could do more modded ones, right? So for those of you that haven't played, this is the the boot in screen, the load in screen, right? A good little tutorial, say it'll kind of show you what to do. What do they want us to do? Take power, add power. Oh, maybe we take it from here. Press E, then add resources. Okay. Cool. All right, what does it want us to do? Hold Q. All right, so it wants us to take power. Right. Press E. All right, so we want to add power to this. I think it's 200, right? So basically what it's saying, this is your CPH, your central power hub. This is how everything this is like the center point of your world, right? And as you see right here, it has these solar panels on the top, which provide it power. But it also has the ability to burn resources. So we're going to take this coal. And it's probably going to want us to feed it into there, but we'll just follow the tutorial for now. Okay, so let's hold right mouse to scan. So research is how you basically do a lot in this game. So some unknown materials, cool. Let's just do this while we're at it, and you can see we get little research points. I'll get into more of this later on down the road, but we're just gonna kind of follow the tutorial here. What's an Arthur power core? So we'll craft that. All right, so now we're going to transmit power to. Well, here, let me give this power core over to Arthur, so we can just be done with it. So these are how you transmit power in this game. It's literally a little laser that does that, shoots the power. All right, so we're gonna place these conveyors here to get the coal to the CPH. And now the CPH has the ability to burn coal. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, press H. All right. So help menu. This game has a pretty robust help menu. So if you decide to play this, take a look at it if you've never played the game before. All right. So it's going to want us to eventually start smelting things. So let's see. So let's see, what do we start with, right? So we're given a few basic conveyor, well, 160 of these really basic slow conveyor belts, some ups and downs, some basic smelters, some storage hoppers, some logistics hoppers, batteries, power transmitters, ore extractors, blah, blah, blah. So first thing I like to do, I mean, scan everything that you can early, because you're going to need to be researching things, right? So to do that, you just pull out this by, you press M, ore scanner. You can already see there's some stuff out there that has question marks, but your mouse wheel, you can scroll through all the different options, right? So let's just ping unknown, and it'll show you all the stuff. It'll light up things that aren't scanned. So you can see here some of these things. So we'll just hold down right click. We can do it again. Okay, so let's scan that. Anything else like close? I'm wondering, this might be this coal deposit right here. So early on, you're going to want to locate, we need copper and we need tin. So like here's something else we can scan. Now, once you scan it like that, that's not the end of the process. All that does, I wonder what that is. You can see like my crosshair, there's like a glowing thing kind of right down here. So K brings up the hollow base. That'll come in useful later. Okay, so we need to find some of this ore. Actually, you know what? Let's go process these scans just so we can kind of be done with that. Alright, so once you scan things, you come back to your little research station, and you see all these scans that need to be done. So all you do is you click one, hit process, it'll show you that it needs some power. There's the power. So when I research this, I'll get 10 points that get added up here to the research points. So the research points are what you use for recipes and projects later on, blah, blah, blah. So let's just process all these. See, I'm at 31 points. Now this costs a research point, so let's do that. I'm going to go with base building. Now a really cool thing is if you select one of these and hit H, it'll bring up the help menu. You can see what it unlocks, right? So this unlocks storage crates. Cool. Right, so let's research that, and now you see more options pop up that are unlocked from what we just did. So I know we're going to want assembly line machines, we're going to want power grid, basic mining upgrades. Now you can see we only have so many right here. That'll come in useful, and then from here we only have 5 research points left. We'll get more once we find copper and tin here shortly, so I think maybe I'll just leave those for now and see if we can find like these rocks right here. These will add, see if we should be able to. I don't know why we're not seeing like, is that, let's just kind of dig down and see like what pops up, because it's acting like there's something down here, like all of this is glowing, but this stuff's already been whoops. Do I not? Oh, I guess I didn't pick any of it up. Alright, well I guess we'll craft ourselves some fucking stairs to get out of here. Okay, so we need to find, we need to find the resources so we can start smelting some ore here. But there's our little crash site right there on the edge. This goes so far down it's not even rendering completely. But if you look, now if you hit Z, you can zoom in on things, right? But if you zoom in, you'll see that white stuff right there. That's I'm pretty confident that's tin. You can see some coal down here. But let's approach this from a little bit safer direction. Keeps telling me we have, oh, we'll see. That was lucky. Keeps telling me there's unknown blocks everywhere. Now, it's strange that I'm not seeing... So I switched to known ore, and that should be coal. Purple is usually coal. But when I scan, like, it's giving me... It's telling me all this stuff is not new, or needs to be scanned, but we've already scanned it, so I don't know why it's doing that. Let's kind of explore the immediate area, because we might find some exposed deposits that are easier to get to without having to dig so much. Usually this stuff's very close to the surface, but you know, once you start getting down, like over here, a very nice little staircase right here. See, like, here we go. What is this? This looks like coal. Apparently coal is unknown. Never scanned it. So sometimes you'll get you'll just get exposed veins like that. But you know, another easy way to get some ore is if we go to those big rocks. Where are they? It's like these rocks right here, right? If you hold the left shift and right click on them, you can just break them, right? And normally you see how it's dropping unknown material, right? So now we go to our little research station. All this unknown material, right? So what do we got? Large rocks, blah blah blah, tin. So we've got tin. I wonder why it didn't give us coal, or was that must have been a tin vein then? So now if we ping unknown, we should be able to see that should be copper, right? So let's scan that again, see if there's anything. So it looks like we have a decent deposit. Oh, I found that little hole right over this way. Which might be kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Let's get rid of this. Yeah, that's... I mean, it looks fairly big, but it's not exactly right at the surface, you know? Right now we want, like, ease. Let me go in a different direction and see if there's anything a little bit better. We found the tin, right? The tin's right over here. So maybe we go in that same area and see if there's anything that pops up. There's a lot below us. I don't remember if this was on Rapid Resources or Plentiful Resources or whatever it was. Let's go. Now, we are getting kind of far. It kind of sucks, but... See, like, here's something else that we can scan, right? You want to scan everything. Everything you can find. Because those research points are how you unlock the recipes for things. Like, yeah, I get it. Where was that tin vein? Right here? Let's see how big that is. Okay, so this is a huge tin vein. So this tin vein will last for quite a while. 12 million cubic feet or whatever it was. Like, that'll be perfect, you know? So I think we're pretty set with tin here. Let me go back up and research this other thing that we just picked up so that we can hopefully narrow in on some copper to find. And then once we do that, we can start the extraction process. So, is this the wrong side? Can I? Yeah, there we go. So what do we get? Copper ore. Okay, pick some copper ore. It must have been from one of those rocks. All right, so you can see 54 points. So let's see. I know there's some recipes we're gonna need. Iron gear maker. We'll get the servo motor maker, lightweight machine housing, lithium coil. These are all super important. Basic drill motor, storage crates come in handy. Some of this other stuff you don't need to worry about too much right off the bat. Suit upgrading comes in handy. I don't remember what room building gets you. Nothing too crazy, I think. Nothing that we absolutely need. So let's hold on from there. Let's ping known ores now. Okay, because we know tin is over there. This might be that tin vein that we were just working on. Let's, you know what, let's just burrow into the side right here because it's a fairly straight shot to our CPH from here. And was that coal? Yeah. It must have been. I'm assuming that's what we were picking up just now. Yeah, okay. So purple is coal. Blue, I think, is tin. I wonder why we don't have very much copper. That's green, I think, is the copper. But I'm wondering why there's really no good-sized veins around. Kind of sucks. I mean, we could venture into the void, but I just don't think it'll end up very well. You see, I think because there's so many collisions right here, it's just not rendering properly. It looks like if we go on the other side of this mountain, we might have some different luck. Get rid of this. Yeah, see, here we go. Here's a cavern, right? And you're going to find tons of these. Now, that right there looks like a diamond. And if you hear that kind of like howling sound, that's what's making it. But luckily, we got this nice little grappling hook. Oh, that was actually an emerald. But here's probably a diamond. You can hear the sound as you get close to them. And what these do, I will show you in a bit. These definitely aren't necessary, but they're definitely useful. We got sound? Yep, sounds like it. All right. Sorry, my headphones came unplugged. So you can see as we get deeper, it gets darker. I think there's a bunch of stuff that we can... Yeah, it looks like we're really low on copper. It's so strange. I've never really had that issue. Like, ton of tin right here. We're going to have tin for days, but we do need to find the copper, right? Like, we don't even have any. So, as you can see, it gets dark. There's two ways to rectify that. What I have in my hotbar right now is a little lantern, which if I just, you shoot them, they light up areas. Now, they're not free. They cost 5 coal each, so... something to be aware of at minimum. The other thing is you have little glow sticks. I think you just press G and you throw a glow stick. Why they smoke, I have no idea. But yeah, that's just how the game goes, I guess. All right, let me get back to base, research this stuff, and then I guess at minimum we can get the tin starting. While we then search for more copper. Because we had that nice little tin vein that will probably last us. If not the whole game, like damn near it. Alright, so we had some diamonds. I guess it's all diamond, huh? 3 diamond crystals. So, does that give us the project? I don't know. Let me see. Yeah. So this focusing lens right here. So real quick, these transmitters have a spot for a lens, right? So you can see right now it transfers 0.4 power per second, right? So if I were to put, well, I don't have any diamond lenses, but if I were to put a lens on there, I think you can see it right here. Power, yeah. So it increases it by 15 power per second. So the lenses are how you squeeze more power transmission out of these things. And there's all kinds of different lenses. There's emeralds, there's organic ones, all kinds of different ones. But that is something that we'll worry about at a later time. Okay, so this is my smelter. This is one I have that we're kind of given, the basic one, right? So I know we have tin right over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to route the tin directly into this. But to do that, I kind of need to get through this mountain. So I could go up and over, but I think I'd rather just cut through, because that'll give me more direct access later on. Okay. What do we have here? I can't really see. Coal. Oh, of course, it's like a tiny coal vein. I mean, we're just going through, right? If this goes all the way through, right where I am, I might just fix the shaft on the other side. Because eventually what we need to do is we need to get, now that we're through here, let me kind of make this a little bit more noticeable, right? We don't want to lose this. So what we need to do is we need to get down to, where's our vein? Right here. How does this vein run? Let me see. I know it goes down behind me, but does it go up? Okay, so this looks like it might be the upper edge of the vein. Okay, so we got a couple options. We can either come straight up here and burrow back through this mountain. What we want to do, I mean, we want to, because we're using, at first, we're using these, the slowest belts on the planet. We want to make the most direct path possible, just for like ease of transportation. So, let me see. It might be worth it to just come up this way. Maybe this way. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to place this extractor here. From there, it's going to need somewhere to output. So we'll attach this logistics hopper. Then what we're going to do is we need to get it up to our CPH, right? So I'm going to use these upsloped conveyors. Now, this is of the same speed as a normal conveyor, so it'll go faster than this type. This is real slow. So what I'm going to do is, because I need to get up to ground level, I'm going to create like a staircase that I can then just let's see, -5, that I can just step up with the sloped conveyors until I'm at ground level, and then I can just use that to get us up to the right level. That way I can just use all these sloped conveyors, get us up to the level we need to be at, which will go semi-fast, right? It'll go faster than the basic conveyors, but then it's going to have to transition into basic conveyors to get over to there. Another cool trick, if you have some stuff in your inventory, you can middle mouse something, hold control and left click, and what it'll do is it's the build to self, right? So it'll build out to kind of where I am. That's about one off, but, and then you can do the same thing, like build to yourself that way, right? So easy way to build. And then from here, there's a lot of stuff you can do, right? So using that same, oh crap, using the same technique, I can hold down the left control and click, and it builds all those to, well, to me, or where it stops. And I'm going to use that technique to just bring this all the way back. It's a very, very easy way to craft long things. Alright, so let's clear that out. If you hold down the Z button, you'll zoom. So it's really useful to kind of get that stuff going. We're going to need to jog it a little bit, but let me get it out of the cavern first. And then we'll just bring it on in. Boom. So now that's hooked up, but that's only half the battle. We still need to get power to that extractor. So to do that, we're going to use these energy transmitters. Now, this stuff all works on line of sight, so what I think I'll do, we got a couple ways of doing this, right? Let me grab that coal so this works. We can, anything attached to the CPH will transmit power, right? So that's transmitting power, no problem. So we can use these or battery, anything with power to kind of draw it over there. So I think we'll just stick with this. Another cool trick, if you hold down the control, I think, and right click, you'll power dig. But this eats through your power, like your own personal power, your suit power. So pay attention to that. You know, if you get tired of right clicking to dig out these holes. Now, if you noticed, the beam only goes so far. And it might actually be ending, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just put a little block down. Or is it? Yeah, okay, so it is at this level. And it'll just, you know, let's put a little path so we can get around. But stuff can float in the air, no problem. And yeah, so you don't always need to go into batteries to extend these lasers. You can just, you know, come straight out. Alright, so now that we're out, we need to kind of do the same thing, right? So it's coming out right here. So let me just kind of do this number and plop a laser down that way. And then we should be lined up with our extractor here. But what we need to do is get the power going into it, right? So from there, we'll just angle down. And with that, we should be, very shortly, you should see some tin pop out. Once it's got the power going. Yep, see, it's producing tin, and there it goes. And you'll see the huge speed difference. It gets up these, no problem, but then once it gets onto here, it's going to take forever. But with that, I think I'll dig out another channel right here for me to walk through. And with that, that's our first ore that we're smelting, making into bars. You know, it's all happening. Big things happening. We still need to find some copper. Kind of get the base metal sorted. Alright, so now I got a channel that I can just walk all the way through. I wish that coal, I mean, we could always dig that coal out, but it's kind of more trouble than it's worth. The reason I keep collecting coal is because I like to have enough to build these torches whenever I'm exploring deep down, so that's why I do that. Now, there's got to be, I know there's coal, or I'm sorry, copper around somewhere. Where was that? We need to at least figure out where that deposit is. Where was that again? Right there-ish. I mean, we can kind of dig down in its general direction and just kind of go till we hit it, you know? It's kind of worth it since we need it. Is that it right there? Nice. All right, so how big is this? All right, so this is tiny. That's incredibly tiny. That won't last very long at all. Let's kind of dig it out, because at this point beggars can't be choosers, but this is not sustainable at all. This is we are gonna chew through this faster than we know what to do with. Let's see where we are in relation to everything up here. All right, well, at least it's a fairly straight shot. I guess let's just bring it up. Maybe we'll dig this out a little bit more. Maybe clear the ceiling, because we're gonna need to repeat the process, right? We're gonna need to get the power and the belts going and the ore extractor. So that'll be a nice backdrop. Let's put the extractor there, the hopper here, and we'll do the step ups here. Now I'm gonna run out of these like very quickly, which is gonna turn into a much less elegant solution, but you know, you do what you got to do in the early game. It's always painful in every game, right? All right, so let's get to there. We can run both sets of metals into the same, like this isn't even smelting yet, so I'm just gonna do that. I mean, it's obviously not the most ideal scenario or situation, but at some point you just do what you got to do. The name of the game is just smelt something, you know. And then we'll just go bloop, 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 bloop. So now once I get the power going, we'll start getting some of this. So this is lined up right here. Of course, it's like in the middle of something, but you can kind of stack anything on anything else, which is kind of nice. So we'll just, I know we need to line up here, right? So we'll just go until the laser hits the wall and route the laser down and see what happens. So yeah, we see the power starting to come in. We should see the copper ore come up here any minute now. Boom. And then you can see how painfully slow it is on these belts. Now, there is a way. I mean, we could hypothetically craft these basic, or the normal conveyor belts, but it just uses stuff that we don't have yet. We don't have a single bar yet. I have some ore though. Let me throw some ore in and just let it go. See, our tin is finally starting to catch up. So we'll start getting that going. Our copper is heading in, and I think this is a good place to wrap up this first episode. I know we went over a lot of the basics, but in subsequent episodes we'll get grooving, and we'll start knocking out some of this technology. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If I missed something or you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. I'm by no means an expert at this game, but you know, I've played it an amount of times, you know. What is this little thing? So that being said, if you like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I hope to see you guys for the next one. Thanks so much.